Hello boys and girls, Mrs. Chrisman here. I am making a video for you so you know exactly what to do while I'm gone. So every day, obviously, when you come in, you'll do the bell ringer, and while I'm gone, I'm just gonna have the same bell ringer. It'll be to do 99 Math or Prodigy for approximately 10 minutes. When you're done doing the bell ringer, of course, I want you to watch my video in Google Classroom. I'll be explaining everything you need to do on the sub-day checklist. So if you've not received one of these yet, please ask the sub to get you one. The sub-day checklist will explain everything you will need to do each day. So I want you to complete the daily bell ringer, follow all classroom expectations, work quietly and stay on task, and of course be kind to the sub. You will also be getting a packet. If you did not get a little packet that looks like this, please let the sub know so you can get one. On December 4th, so that will be Thursday, you are going to, according to your little to-do list here, you will complete the real numbers activity in your packet. So the real numbers activity is just the very first little sheet in this packet, okay? And no calculators. I want you to try to do these using your own brain, okay? I will give you some helpful hints though, and this is a good real number review. Make sure that you write your name on this. I did not leave it a spot for your name on this, so you're just gonna have to make sure that you write it. On there. Okay, and then period number. All right. And so the first question on this little sheet is that it says list the following in descending order. So descending order, you're going to put these four numbers from greatest to least, because descending means like if you were at the top of a mountain and you're walking down, that would be descending order. If you already know how to do that and you don't want to listen to me, you can go ahead and pause and do your sheet and then come back to me, fast forward, and see what you need to do next. Okay, so if you don't know what you're doing here, it's been a quick minute since we've done some square root activities. You are going to look at that first one and thinking to yourself, what number times itself gives me 121? And of course, because I'm nice, I'm just going to tell you, hey, it's 11. 11 times 11 is 121. To figure out what pi squared is, remember, a number squared is the number times itself. So pi is 3.14 times 3.14. So you're going to have the fun opportunity of multiplying those two numbers together, okay? And so you could just set it up off to the side. 3.14 times 3.14, or if you know the lattice method or some sort of method that you used back in your younger days, go ahead and feel free to use that. But just start multiplying. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 would be 5. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and then you can kind of put your 0 placeholder there. 1 times 4 is 4, so on and so forth. Okay, then you'll put your next placeholder for this one. All right, so once you get that number, you can put it under there. And this one is already in the form you want it to be. And then the square root of 130 is not a perfect square. So if you want to borrow one of my sheets that have the multiplication stuff on it, you can go grab it to see what's close. But I can already tell you that 11 is actually going to be pretty close, okay? Because 11 times 11 is 121. And 12 times 12 is 144. So it's going to be a number that's 11 point something, okay? So there's your hint for that. Once you figure out all the numbers in the same form, then you will put them in the following descending order, okay? Number 7, make sure you're noticing that it says increasing order, okay? And you're going to want to put them all in the same form. Again, I suggest you do decimals. So the first one's already in decimal form, okay? And then we've got 6.5%. What would that look like as a decimal? So you got to go back and think in your old days there. What would that look like? Okay. Maybe I'll even give you a pretty big hint here. Well, I bet you guys could figure that out. 2/3 as a decimal would be okay, so the 2/3, you are going to set up the division problem by placing the numerator inside the division bracket and the denominator to the left, okay? So that would look like 3 here and 2 here. Now 3 cannot go into 2, okay? So I need to do my little decimal thing, but 3 can go into 20 and it can go into 26 times. 3 times 6 is 18. That would be a 2 there. Bring down the 0. Put my decimal point there. 3 goes into 20 6 times, and 18, and 2. You can kind of see now that it's going to be repeating. So 2/3 as a decimal would be 0.6 repeating. All right, and half is easy to do as a decimal. And let's just come back to this. This would be 0.065 as a decimal. Okay, and then you're going to put them in increasing order. If we want to look at 8, same thing. You're going to put everything into the same form. Remember this one, what number times itself gives you 25, and then remember to put the negative in front of it. How do I do this? Well, you're going to want to multiply -5 times 5 plus 1. So that would be -26/5. And then you can do exactly what we did here, okay? So if you don't know what to do, follow that there. Set it up just like that, okay? 5, 26, and since it's a negative, oops, put your negative sign there, and presto. All right. This one here, figure out your fractions as decimals. 43% as a decimal. It's pretty easy. Helpful little hint. Okay, don't say I didn't ever do anything for you. All right, so when you are done with this, then according to your checklist, you are going to go on to IXL on a Chromebook, and you will do the code LLL. That is proportional relationships. It's a review, and so it shouldn't be too difficult. I would like for you to get it to 80. And if you absolutely are clueless, please just look at the examples that they give you. They do a pretty good job of explaining it. You just have to take the time to actually look at it. Okay, so after you get that done, if there's still time and you need something to do, you can go to page 157 in your math book. I am going to, when I collect your books, which I will start doing next week, I am going to be putting in a grade for this to be completed, so make sure you are doing that. So by the time I collect them next week, I think I'll start collecting them like next Wednesday or Thursday. So 157. Okay, so this is some fluency practice. It says each block below shows an equation and a possible solution. Shade a path from start to finish. Follow the equations that are solved correctly. You can only move up, down, right, or left. So you're going to start where it says start, okay, and it says 2x plus 3 equals 7. So we just want to double check to make sure that x does equal 2. So all I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to substitute in 2 for x. So if I wanted to rewrite my problem, 2 times 2, so I substitute in the 2, plus 3. Does that equal 7? Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So yes, it does. Then I have to decide if I'm going to go down or if I'm going to go right, okay? So if I go in here, I'll do one more for you, and then the rest you need to do on your own. If I choose to go this way, and I can shade that in, if I choose to go this way, I'm going to substitute in -1 for y. So I would rewrite the problem, and I want you to show your work. I don't want to just see that you've shaded in boxes and called it a day, okay? I want you to actually do this. So 9 times -1 minus 1 equals -10. Well, what is -9 times -1? Well, that would be a -9 minus 1 equals -10. Well, does it actually equal -10? -9. And you could do the keep, change. I could turn this into a plus negative if that helps you see it. But I just know that if I had -9 in my bank account, I spent one more dollar, I would have -10. So -10, it does equal -10. So I can shade that one in, and then you can decide if you are going to go to this problem or if you are going to go to this problem. Okay, and that is all that you have for today. I am going to just do the whole video on one thing. So when you come in tomorrow, just come back to this video and pick up where you left off. All right. Hello, everybody. Today is December 5th, and on your sub-day checklist, you are going to be doing the stuff under here. You are going to complete the properties of exponents activity in your little packet and IXL code YH9, and it's a slope review. You guys have been doing pretty good on that, so I don't think it'll be too hard. And then just like yesterday, we started that page in the math book, page 157. So if you did not finish that or didn't get a chance to start it and you have time today, then I suggest you do that today. All right, let's start with that second page in your packet. So we have this here. I'm going to just go to the next page. And at any time, like if you don't know what you're doing here, we have done all this stuff in our book, so you can refer to your book to find that stuff. So if you're struggling with properties of exponents, like you don't remember what to do, you can actually find that in your math book, and it gives you some really good descriptions and reviews and key concepts to help you with your properties of exponents. So we'll do a couple together. Again, I want to see your work. If you just have the answer at the bottom, you're not going to be getting any credit. In fact, when I get back, we're actually going to be doing something with these that I think you will find pretty fun. So you won't be able to participate in it until you actually show your work. So just show your work, okay? Show what you do. So let's just start with the first one. And I know some of these numbers are kind of hard to see, but we have x to the 12th and x to the 6th. When you are dividing something with the same base but a different exponent, then you just subtract. So I'm just going to subtract the 12 minus 6, okay? What is 12 minus 6? Less 6. So this would equal x to the 6th, okay? Then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to be looking for where it says x to the 6th. And so this is kind of handy in the fact that if you're not sure if you did it right, then you're probably not going to find the right thing. But I found it. So x to the 6th is c, okay? And so this was problem number 1. So that's kind of tricky. So I'm looking for number 1, and I'm going to write in C right here. Okay. Let's just do number 2 for funsies. So if you see other ones that look like this, you know that when you're dividing with the same base, you subtract. When you're multiplying with the same base but different exponents, you're going to add the exponents. So this would be x, and then I would just do the 10 plus 2. So this would be x is equal to, or x to the 10th times x squared is x to the 12th. Okay, kind of a fun little activity. I found it down here, and this is problem number 2. So where number 2 is down here, I'm going to put in R, or no, not R, E. And I can actually kind of cross these out if it helps me see what's left or visualize what's going on. When you have a situation like this, just a helpful hint, you're actually just going to multiply the 4 and the 5 right there, okay? And here, you're going to distribute the 5 to the x and the 5 to the y. All right, see if you are capable of figuring out the rest on your own. All right. Once you're done with that, you will go to, and don't forget, you can mark off the things you've done. So yesterday I did this, and I started this, okay? Now I'm on here. I've done my properties of exponents activity. I'm going to go ahead and do my IXL code now. And then if I have time, I'm going to do this, okay? When I get back, I'm going to see where you're at on your checklists. I'm going to have you turn them into me. So make sure you're completing those. And I'll see you tomorrow for December 8th. Again, just scroll to December 8th tomorrow.